For reasons that are totally unknown and surely not sinister, the mainstream media is slowly getting bored with calling everyone, well, you know.
Everything is racist. Every thought you have is a KKK dream. Everything is racist. White supremacist extreme.
Instead, they've returned their attention to COVID-19, which, of the viruses, is the most racist. Specifically, they've zeroed in on Trump's recent optimism about a vaccine. Trump wants one. So now our friends on the left have begun to question their stance on vaccines. Was polio really that bad? Was it worse than racism? We may never know. In an interview with CNN this week, VP candidate Kamala Harris had this to say.
So let's just say there's a vaccine that is approved and even distributed before the election. Would you get it?
Well, I think that's going to be an issue for all of us. I will say that I would not trust Donald Trump.
Now, Trump's response was as Trumpian as you'd expect.
Biden and his very liberal running mate, the most liberal person in Congress, by the way, is not a competent person, in my opinion, would destroy this country and would destroy this economy. Should immediately apologize for the reckless anti-vaccine rhetoric.
This is going to be a fun one. We got 6 weeks ahead of us. It's going to be really fun. The Washington Examiner wrote a great editorial about Harris's response, correctly labeling it irresponsible and, frankly, stupid. Because just like that, Kamala Harris is just like anti-vaccine out of nowhere. Trump nicknames kind of stick. I don't know if you've noticed that. They're sort of like the blue dye that bank tellers sneak into the giant burlap loot bags of unsuspecting bank robbers. Once that stuff gets on you, it takes forever to get off. Believe me, I've been there. Hopefully he comes up with one for Joy Behar as well, who expressed a similar sentiment.
He will push anything to get reelected. Don't fall for it. And by the way, I will take the vaccine after Ivanka takes it.
Okay. That was as well received as any Joy Behar line has ever been. This whole issue here is ridiculous. Biden and Harris and Joy are really out of their league. They're like chinchillas facing off with a pit bull on human growth hormones. They're going to have to up their tactics if they want to survive against Donald Trump, the guy who in 2016 reduced 16 seasoned politicians and Ivy League educated lawyers to nicknames. A few of those guys are like ghosts now, and then proceeded to win against the human Darth Vader known as Hillary Clinton, a woman so terrifyingly powerful that her husband, once the most powerful man on earth, is happier at funerals than when he's with her. I will say this whole idea of the Democratic Party being this pro-science party has got to go out the window. No one can still believe that, can they? Think about what Kamala Harris did in that clip. She's the vice presidential candidate for one of the two parties. And take away what you think about vaccines, because I know some people don't like them, whatever. It's not a very partisan thing, frankly. Jenny McCarthy, RFK Jr., they're big anti-vaccine people. They're way on the left. It's just one of those things. But take away your personal feelings about whether you'd get this vaccine or not. Think of the pro-science view. Dr. Anthony Fauci is working on a vaccine to try, all of the CDC is working on this vaccine. Dozens of the best scientists in the world are working on this vaccine. And if it gets approved and goes through all of those things, Kamala Harris says you shouldn't trust Donald Trump, who is not, by the way, mixing things in Trump Tower to come up with the vaccine himself. He's not actually doing the science. He's just making it easy for the science to be done. And he's doing a pretty incredible job on it, honestly. I mean, I think if we come up with a vaccine that actually works here, this is going to be incredible. I mean, it's going to be one of the biggest accomplishments he's had in his 4 years. That being said, what Kamala Harris is doing is risking the furthering of a pandemic to win votes, to knock a couple more notches off of Donald Trump's approval rating, to increase the doubt about this vaccine. There's already polls out there that about half of Democrats will not take this vaccine. Why? Because they don't trust Donald Trump. These aren't people that are naturally just don't like vaccines. These are people who would normally take vaccines, but they won't take them because of Donald Trump. She's willing to risk the lives of her own voters just to try to get their votes before they croak. This is sick. I mean, this is something that Kamala Harris should be asked about in every interview until this election. Will the media do anything? I have not heard one public health official come out and say, that is really irresponsible. Maybe they are. I'm sure there's a few. But I haven't seen them yet. It is an embarrassment. Kamala Harris honestly should have to answer for this every single day until November 3rd. Hi, Stu Bergier of Stu Does America here. Thanks so much for watching our video. Did you know you can watch our entire catalog for free right here on our channel? Subscribe now and be sure to hit the thumbs up button on all the episodes you watch, because that's how they know you like this stupid show. And that little bell in the corner as well. Make sure you click that. You'll get notifications every time we post new content. Stu Does America every weekday at 8 p.m. Eastern right here.